All right, let's talk about something I'm pretty sure we've all been through. It's Friday. You just got paid and you feel on top of the world, right? But then you blink. It's Tuesday. You look at your bank account and you're wondering where it all went.
Seriously, where did it go? You didn't make any huge purchases, there's no new car in the driveway, no down payment on a house. It feels like your money just evaporated.
But here's the thing. It didn't just vanish. You leaked it. And that's the key idea here. It's not one big hole that sinks your financial ship. It's 1,000 tiny leaks. That $5 coffee, that little gadget you saw on social media, those in-game purchases, they all add up, and they drain your wallet before you even realize it. So what's really going on? Well, it all boils down to a classic trap, and it's one we fall into all the time. It's about confusing two of the most basic ideas in personal finance, needs versus wants.
Okay, let's make this super simple. A need is something you absolutely have to survive and just, function in today's world. We're talking the bare essentials: food, water, a place to live, and yeah, probably a basic phone and internet so you can work or go to school. That's pretty much the whole list. So, what's a want? Easy. It's literally everything else. If it's not on that very short list of needs we just talked about, then it's a want. End of story. But this is exactly where things get tricky for us.
And here is how they get us. This is the marketing trick. See, companies spend billions, with a B, to intentionally blur the line between these two things. On one hand, you absolutely need shoes. On the other hand, you want those $200 designer sneakers. You need calories to live. You want the $15 meal delivered to your door because you don't feel like cooking. See the difference? They're turning our wants into what feels like urgent needs.
So why do we keep falling for it? It's not about being dumb, it's pure biology. When you see that shiny new thing, your brain gets a little jolt of a feel-good chemical called dopamine. That little rush you get when you click add to cart or buy now, that's dopamine. But the problem is that feeling is gone in like a minute, while the charge on your credit card sticks around for a lot longer. You're not really buying a product, you're just paying for a temporary feeling.
So how in the world do you fight your own brain chemistry? Well, you need a system. You need to build a wall between that emotional impulse to buy and your actual wallet. And that wall, my friends, is called the 24-hour rule. Think of it as your cheat code to get your spending back under control.
And it works like this. It's incredibly simple. Step 1, you see something you want. Fine, go ahead and put it in your online shopping cart. Step 2, and this is the most important part, stop. Just walk away, close the browser tab, put the item back on the shelf. And then step 3, you wait. You just have to wait for 24 hours. That's it.
Something almost magical happens in those 24 hours. That emotional, dopamine-fueled part of your brain starts to calm down. And then your logical brain wakes up and starts asking the important questions. Questions like, how many hours do I actually need to work at my job just to pay for this one thing?
And get this, the results are pretty amazing. About 90% of the time, after you've waited that one day, you'll look at that item again and realize you don't even want it anymore. The urge is just gone. You literally just saved money by doing nothing at all.
Okay, so what about the other 10%? What about those items you still really want after the 24 hours are up? This is where we can get even smarter with our spending, and it all leads to something way bigger and better: genuine freedom. So for those few items that actually survive the 24-hour rule, we've got another tool for you. It's called the cost per use formula, or CPU for short. It's a super simple way to figure out if something is actually worth your money. All you do is take the price of the item and divide it by the number of times you honestly think you're going to use it.
Let's look at a quick example here. Say you buy a $100 winter jacket that you know you'll wear at least 100 times. Well, your cost per use is just $1. That's a great purchase. But what about a $50 video game that you play twice and then get bored of? Your cost per use is a whopping $25. The math doesn't lie. It gives you a clear, logical verdict on whether something's a good investment or not. And that really brings us to the most important point of all of this. Money is freedom. Every single dollar you don't spend on some random impulse buy isn't a dollar you're losing out on. No, it's a dollar you're investing in your own future, in your own freedom. The freedom to build the life you actually want, not the one that advertisers are trying to sell you.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. What's the dumbest, most ridiculous want that you ever convinced yourself was an absolute gotta-have-it need? Thinking about that is probably the best first step you can take to make sure you never make that same mistake again.